Good morning students. This is grade 7 computer science chapter 4. Chapter name is Introduction to QBasic. In your book chapter 4 is graphics and sounds in QBasic. If I am explaining that concept, suddenly you can't understand. So you want to know, you must know the basic concepts of QBasic. After that only you can understand the graphics and sounds in QBasic. If you want to know about this concept, please refer grade 6 book. Okay, let me see what are all the concepts we are going to discuss in this video class. That means the agenda of this video class is history of QBasic, what is meant by QBasic, and QBasic window and elements of QBasic. Let me see one by one. First one is history of QBasic. QBasic is the popular versions of basic language. Do you know students who developed this basic language? So the basic language was developed by John Kemeny and Thomas Kurtz in the year 1965. The expansion of this basic is beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. So it is a one type of programming language. Based on this basic language, so many languages were developed. So what are all? QBasic, Microsoft Basic, Turbo Basic, etc. Okay, the language was revised and updated from time to time and year to year. Okay, students. So the QBasic is the one of the popular versions of basic language. Let me discuss one by one. The next one is what is meant by QBasic. You are having any idea? A QBasic is a programming language. Here we are using set of instructions. By this set of instructions, we are giving some set of instructions to the computer by using this QBasic language to do some particular task. You know, the set of instructions are known as program. Okay, program means what? Set of instructions. Who will give this set of instructions? Programmer. Who are the programmer? The person who writes the program by using programming language are called programmer. Did you understand, student? Okay. The next one is QBasic window. This is the QBasic window. It contains some parts. I will explain one by one. So what all the parts are available? Menu, name of the current program, then current column, current line, status of caps lock and num lock, then status bar, then immediately executes a command, then title bar. Okay, I will explain one by one. First one is menu. Here menu is file, edit, view, search, run, debug, options. These are all the menu. When you are clicking any one of the menu, it displays the option which is used to perform some operation. Okay. The next one, name of the current program. Here untitled. By default, the name will be untitled. How we can save the program by giving the name? Okay, I will explain then how to save our program. By untitled, other this name, we can use some other name to save our program. The next one, current program. Here in program window only we can type our commands. Okay, the programmer can type their commands in this program window. The next one, current column and current line. See here students, the values, current column values and current line values are appearing on the QBasic window bottom right corner. Okay, what is the meaning for this? Based on the movement of the cursor, the column value and line values are changed. For example, here a QBasic window, a program can have 32,550 rows and 256 columns or have. Okay, can have 32,515 rows and 256 columns. Next one is status of caps lock and num lock. So here C and N. Note down the letters C and N. What is the meaning? When we are pressing the caps lock key on the keyboard, suddenly the letter C will be appeared on the Windows bottom right corner. If you are pressing num lock key on the keyboard, the letter N is displayed on the bottom right corner of the QBasic window. Suppose once again if you are pressing caps lock, what will happen? The letter C will be disappear. Is it clear, student? The next one, immediately execute a command. What is the meaning? As soon as we are giving the command, the output will be displayed on the screen. I will explain to you, student. The next one, status bar. The status bar displays the shortcut key options. Shortcut key options. Okay. So this is the QBasic window. I will show to you now. See here. I have installed QBasic language in my system. See, this is the QBasic window. File, edit, view, search, run. These are all the menu. Untitled is the name of the current program. If we want to change, how we can change? For example, have to go to the file menu. It contains many options. You know, by using these options, we can perform some operations. If I want to save, I did not type any commands. No problem. First, I can save this. How? Here we can use some other file name. For example, add. After that, I have to click the OK button. Immediately, the file name is changed. Immediately, the file name is what? Add.bas. Okay. Now, what title we have seen? Untitled. Now, the file name is changed. After that, related to that name, we can type our program here. The next one, immediate window. Immediate window. What is the use of immediate window? As soon as we are typing the command, the output will be displayed on the output screen. See here, print welcome. So what happened? It is displayed on the window. Okay. So I did not use the clear screen. So see here, CLS. So clear screen. The next after that print welcome. Okay. What happened? The welcome is displayed on the screen. This is immediate window. CLS means what? That is clear screen. These are all the some statements and also keyword. Clear screen means if you don't want the old output means you can use clear screen. I will explain with the help of the program, student. No problem. The next one, see here, the bottom right corner values are displayed here. No. So what is the meaning for this? This is current column and this is current row. When we are moving the cursor on the screen, see here, I am going to move the cursor by using right arrow. The current column value is changed. After I am moving the cursor down, what happened? The current row value is changed. Okay, student. The next one, this is the vertical scroll bar. This is the horizontal scroll bar. For what purpose we are using this vertical and horizontal scroll bar? These scroll bars are used to show the output, show the program which is not displayed on the single screen. Okay. Suppose a program is not visible on the single screen. If we want to see that programs which is in the next screen, means with the help of the scroll bar we can see the programs. Okay, the programs which is not in the single screen, by using a scroll bar we can see the whole program. Is it clear, student? The next one is here letter C is given. What does mean by that letter C? I told no. Here I'm going to type the command by using capital letter. I'm going to type the command by using capital letter. Okay. See here. Print. Okay. Suppose I want to type the commands in small case letter. What happened? I have to press again the caps lock key. Immediately the letter C is disappeared. Okay. Once again if I am pressing if I am pressing caps lock key, what will happen? That C is displayed on the screen. Okay. Suppose if I am pressing num lock on the keyboard, that N also displayed on the bottom right corner. Is it clear, student? So what are all the parts we have seen in this QBasic window? Menu, then name of the current program, then vertical and horizontal scroll bar, then immediate window, then this is the status bar. The status bar displays the shortcut key options. Status bar displays the shortcut key options. Is it clear, student? Then current row and column values, then status of numlock and caps lock key. Is it clear? The next one. See here, student. One more. This is the title bar. Which one is? I will explain to you. This is the title bar. See. DOS box 0.74. This is the title bar. The title bar displays the path of the QBasic language. Path of the QBasic language. Okay. The next one. See the next one. Elements of QBasic. Okay. QBasic window we have discussed. The next one is elements of QBasic. Not only these elements are available in QBasic language only. In all the languages, these elements are available. Okay. All the languages are having some elements. So QBasic are having some elements. So what are all? Character set, keywords, constants, variables, operators. When we are writing program, we will use this element. With the help of this element only we can write program in QBasic. Not only in QBasic, in all the languages. Okay. So based on the languages, the elements concept will be different. Okay. First one is character set. Set of characters we are using in this QBasic language are known as character set. What are all the character set we are using? Numbers, letters and special characters. So numbers 0 to 9. Letters capital letter A to Z and small case letter A to Z. Then special characters. So these characters are allowed in QBasic language. When we are writing program, we can use the special characters. So what are all? Plus, minus, star, slash, hash, dollar, double quotes, then less than, greater than, open parenthesis, then close parenthesis, etc. Okay. The next one, keywords. Having any idea about keywords? Keywords are nothing but predefined words or built-in words or reserved words. In each and every languages are having some keywords. The keywords are different based on the languages. When we are developing this QBasic languages, it is built inside this language. It is not defined by the user. User means who? We are all the user. So these keywords are not defined by the user. So it is a built-in word already built inside this QBasic language. Some of the keywords are I have given here. print, let, end, rem, input. Other than this, more keywords we are using in QBasic language. Let me see later. So these keywords we will use in our program. So keywords means what? It is a predefined word or reserved word or built-in words. Okay. It is not defined by the user. Is it clear, student? I will explain. We will use this type of keyword. In this video class, we will use some other keyword. The next session also, I will explain the remaining keywords. Okay. The next one, constant. Constant means what? The value do not change. The value do not change. The value does not change during the execution of the program. During the execution of the program. So it contains two types. What are all? Numeric constant and string constant. A numeric constant means it holds some integer value. It holds some value. For example, const a is equal to 5. A is a numeric variable, numeric constant variable. Okay. Sorry student, it is a constant. The value 5 is assigned to this numeric constant. The next one, string constant. A const a dollar is equal to Trinity. Don't forget student, I want to tell one important thing. When you are assigning string to the particular variable or maybe a particular constant, you have to use a dollar. That means a constant is end with the dollar. Okay. Suppose if you are assigning a particular string to the string value to the particular variable, the variable must end with the dollar sign. What does mean by string? Often I am telling the word string. What does mean by string? A string is nothing but sequence of characters. For example, your name is also one example for string. How? Because your name contains a sequence of characters. Isn't it or not? Okay. So the constant means what? It is a fixed value. The value does not change during the program execution. So it contains two types, a numeric constant and string constant. Is it clear, student? Here I have used the keyword const. I will explain what is the use of this. With the help of the QBasic program, I will explain all this concept. Okay. The next one, variable. Here the variable, its value may be changed. The value is changed during the program execution. What does mean by variable? It is a name given to an area that contains a value. That means it is a name that holds some value. It is a name that holds some value. Here two types of variable we are using. A numeric variable and string variable. Here the numeric variable, here I have assigned the value 5 to the variable b. It holds only value. Then string variable means it holds the string. I said no. When we are defining, when we are assigning a string type value to the variable must end with the dollar sign. The variable must end with the dollar sign. See here. Here also I use the a dollar is equal to Trinity. This is also the variable, but here it is fixed. It does not change. Okay. But it is not fixed. It will be changed. It will be changed. Is it clear, student? I will explain everything. The constant, then variable, then keywords with the help of the QBasic language. Okay. At last, rules for naming variable. Rules for naming variable. We will discuss after that. We will discuss about this concept. First, I will show to you. See here, then QBasic window. You know the parts of the QBasic window. I'm going to type some commands, then keywords, then character set. Everything I'm going to use here. First, CLS. You know what is the use of CLS? Clear screen. Okay, clear screen is used to clear the old output which is on the output screen. Used to clear the old output which is on the output screen. Okay. The next, A is equal to 50. You know, A means what? A means variable. Here I assign value 50 to the variable A. Okay, I want to display the value 50 of the variable A on the output screen. What I have to do? I have to print. So for that I am going to use a print statement, print A. Let me run what type of output we will get. See here, 50. Is it clear? Suppose I am going to write some other program. I did not use clear screen. Okay. So what will happen? Let me see. Here I am going to change the A value. A value 100. Let me run what type of output we will get. 100. But 50 also there. What happened? Because I did not use clear screen. I did not use a clear screen. So what will happen? The old output also displayed on the output screen. Now I am going to use clear screen. What will happen? Let me see. CLS. Let me run. What type of output? Only we will get the current program output. Okay. The old program output is disappear. Is it clear, student? Okay. The next one, constant. Constant means what I said. Constant means the value do not change during the execution of the program. Simply here I used only variable. In front of the variable, if I am using that const, we can't change the value of the variable A. Okay. Shall we check? See here. It displays 100. Okay. Immediately, if I am changing the value A as 200. So what will happen? Here run. See here, duplicate definition. Why? Because here I assign the value 100 to the variable A. Before that variable A, I use the word const. Const means what? Here we cannot change the value of the variable A. Permanent. Okay. So only it displayed some error. Okay. The next, suppose if I am not using that const, what will happen? First time I assign the value 100 to the variable A. Again I changed the value 200 to the variable A. Which value will be displayed on the output screen? Let me check. See here, 200. Okay. It won't take the old value. Okay. It takes the new value. Is it clear, student? Okay. Suppose if we are using numeric, that means string constant. If we are using a string constant, you know, while we are using that string variable or string constant, that variable name must end with a dollar sign. Isn't it or not? Variable name must end with a dollar sign. See here, I am using the word Trinity. Next, print a dollar. Let me check. See here, Trinity is displayed on the screen. Suppose if I am not using the dollar symbol, what will happen? See here, it shows the error. See, type mismatch. What type of error it is displayed? Type mismatch. So, if you are assigning string value to the variable must end with dollar sign. The variable must end with dollar sign. In front of this variable, if I am using the word const, what will happen? The value of the variable a dollar is not changed. The value of the variable a dollar a is not changed. Okay, it is fixed. We can't change. Is it clear? Did you understand that constant and variable? Okay. The next one is rules for naming variable. Rules for naming variable. I will explain. See here. Rules for naming variable. What are all the rules? The first character of a variable name should be an alphabet. The first character of a variable name should be an alphabet. What is the meaning? We can use the variable name. Your name also we can use as a variable name. Is it clear? But whatever it may be, the first character should be an alphabet. That means, see here, I will explain. For example, Arun. Here, Arun is a name, it's a person name. But here, I am using that person name as a variable. Okay, name also, the person name or anything we can use as a variable. Whatever it may be, the first character should be an alphabet. The first character should be an alphabet. Okay, is it clear, student? Then, if we are what type of value? See here, Arun is a 50. We are getting value 50. Okay. So here Arun is considered as a variable. We can give lengthy variable name. For example, Arun Prasad. Arun Prasad. I have used. So Arun Prasad is also considered as a variable. Arun Prasad is also considered as a variable. Is it clear, student? Let me run what type of output we will get. The same 50. Okay. Whatever it may be, the first character of the variable should be an alphabet. Okay. The next step is what? The second point. See here. The second point. Variable names consist of only letters of English alphabet, digits and underscore. We can use letters, that means letters means English alphabet we can use, and digits followed by digits we can use. Otherwise we can use underscore. Other special characters are not allowed. Other special characters are not allowed. Okay. See here, let me check. I am going to show to you. See, A underscore B is equal to 67. Okay. See here, student. Sorry, A B underscore. Okay. The next sorry, student. We are getting some error. So, Arun underscore Kumar. Let me check. So, it's not supporting. So, we can use that letters, the name followed by digits we can use. Let me check. We are getting same and we are getting answer. Yes. So, see here, student, it contains, that means the variable, when we are declaring the variable, we can use that letters. It consists of only a letter and digits and underscore character. Okay. I think underscore is not working here. I will explain about this concept in next class. But underscore is also allowed. Then some other languages also we are using underscore. Okay. So Arun Kumar 23. He see here, student. Here alphabet followed by number used as a variable. I assign the value 67 to the variable Arun Kumar 23. Next, print Arun Kumar 23. Now I will get the answer. See here, the answer 23. 67 is displayed on the output screen. Is it clear, student? Okay. The next one. Next rule is string variable. So string variable must end with the dollar. String variable name must end with the dollar sign. I explained now. $A is equal to Trinity. If you are giving like that, you will get the answer Trinity. Okay, on the output screen. For example, A is equal to Trinity. If you are giving like that, see, I will show to you. See here. here a dollar is equal to Trinity. Okay, if it is a string value means it is enclosed within a single double quotes. Okay, next print a dollar. You will get the answer. Let me check. See, Trinity. Suppose if I am not using the dollar, what will happen? It shows some error. See here, it shows some error, type mismatch. Okay, so what I said, the string variable name must end with dollar sign. Okay, the next one, keywords cannot be used as a variable name. You know what is meant by keyword? Keyword means it is a predefined word or reserved word or built-in word. We cannot use keyword as an identifier. That means keyword as a variable name. I will explain. See here. So, what are all the keywords we used? That means CLS, then print, these two keywords only we used here. But I'm going to use one more keyword. See here. Input also one type of keyword. Input also one type of keyword. See here. Input is equal to 50. Input is also a one type of keyword. I have used input as a variable. So what will happen? See here. Expected or string constant are variable. Is it clear, student? So we cannot use keyword as a variable. We cannot use keyword as a variable. Is it clear, student? Okay. So what are all the rules we have to follow when we are declaring the variable? I will show to you. See here. The first character of a variable name should be an alphabet. Then variable names consist of only letters and digits and underscore. Then string variable must end with dollar sign. Then keywords cannot be used as a variable name. So how many few basic statements we have discussed? Character set, keyword, constant, variable, and rules for defining, that means declaring variable. Okay. The next one, operators. Operators means what? Operators are symbols which is used to perform some operations. So these are all the operators are available in QBasic. First one is arithmetic operators. Here the arithmetic operators, what are all the arithmetic operators we are using? A plus, minus, star, slash, then power symbol. The next one is relational operators. Then relational operators, I think you already know this operators. You are using in your math subject. The next one, relational operators. Comparison. For comparing two values, you can use this relational operators. What are all? Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Next one is logical operators. I think this operator only new to you. You know already that arithmetic and relational operators, these symbols are you are using in your math subject. Then and or not. So these are all the logical operators. We can use these operators in our QBasic languages. All the languages are having, these are all the basic statements. So what are all the basic statements we discussed? Character set, keywords, constant, variable, operators. By using this operators, we can write some programs. I will explain about this concept and also some statements available in QBasic. We have seen only the two statements and print and clear screen. We will discuss in next class, student. Thank you, student. I hope you understood my class. We will see in next class, students.